one of my favorite things that I definitely like to start with is what I call inner saboteur training. Okay, so it can be your inner voice, it can be a guardian, you can call it many, many, many things. I'm sorry, I keep flipping my hair around. Anyways, so what is your inner saboteur? Your inner saboteur is going to be the little voice in your head that tells you you can or cannot do something. I'm sure you've all seen the angel and the devil, right, on either side. Do it, don't do it. So on and so forth. So the inner saboteur can be responsible for some majors as well as just minor stuff, but the minor stuff adds up. So I noticed something this past summer. I would have massive intention. Okay, in the evening we'll take a stroll, we'll get some ice cream with my kids and I, and you know, that's what we're gonna do in the evening. And then the evening would come and I'd be exhausted and, you know, stressed and tired and not feeling up to it. So the inner voice would be, well, I'll just drive, right? Seems harmless enough. However, you're cheating yourself over and over and over again. Every time you make a little mini goal and you don't achieve it, you're training your brain not to win. And you're training your brain for that to be acceptable and that it's okay just to be comfortable. Okay? So, how do we explain the inner saboteur? That's one thing. The other thing is, it can be really, really, really crazy stuff. Like crazy things that you need to do. For instance, I refused to get my license as a kid. I absolutely refused to because I had these self-limiting beliefs, right? And, you know, I told myself for years, I was like, you drink too much. Like, you'll just like end up drinking and driving and you're not responsible enough and da 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 da. Right? I don't even know if I ever heard that from somebody, but that was what I believed. Anyways, that's that little voice in your head. By the way, I've had my license since I was 21 and I don't drink and drive. I just don't. I never have, even when everybody else around me did, I never did. When I, you know, and maybe that's because I waited till I was 21 and maybe not, I guess I'll never know. But the inner saboteur training is very simple. What you're gonna do is you're going to write down 10 to 20 things that your inner saboteur says to you, right? A lot of times we'll start on Monday. Oh, we'll do that on Monday. Actually, maybe Friday will work, whatever it is. Oh, we'll go next month. Next. Anything that doesn't involve the power of now, of doing shit right now, that's your inner voice, okay? So try and pick out as many, and if you wanna do 50, do 50, do as many as possible. Write them down. And the reason we're writing them down is because that way our conscious mind can recognize what the subconscious is saying, and our conscious mind, we can go, whoa, okay? So you're gonna write down at least 10, at the very, very, very least 10. And you're fucking kidding yourself if you think there's only 10, okay? Our minds like, I mean, they go, I don't even know what the stat is. I had it in my brain, but I've been putting so much other shit in it. Yeah, intended. Okay, so write everything down, okay? Once you've written everything down, you are now going to name that inner voice. Okay, or that inner saboteur. Now you're gonna name that whatever you want to, whatever comes to mind. I found myself that if I named the inner voice a name of a person that I don't really know, I think I've only ever met one Molly in my life. So I named one Molly, my inner saboteur Molly. And so now when Molly pops up and is like, just keep scrolling, you can do your work later, you can do your workout later, and I just want to piss around on Facebook, I can now stop that and honor that and be like, whoa, Molly, I know you're just trying to keep me relaxed and comfortable because that's my comfort zone and that's when I'm comfortable, okay? And so what you're telling yourself, you're telling your inner saboteur is, look, I love you. Thanks for, you know, trying to keep me safe, but I've got this and I've got to do this. And so that's one way of telling yourself you love yourself all the time, because it's going to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And the other thing is that it's going to train your mind to start to recognize these self-limiting beliefs, this inner saboteur that's in your fucking head all the time. And you're able to, now, don't get me wrong, I used to train my brain to go, fuck off, Molly, right? I got this, in the aggressive manner that I used to be. But I started going through hypnotherapy, and my good friend Adrian Wesley, he's like, no, Jess, he's like, yeah, it's close. Like, yeah, you do definitely want to write things down, recognize it. And then from there, you definitely want to name it. So it has some sort of a personalization. So it seems more real when you put a name to it. And so the next part of this, and why it's so amazing, is because you get to recognize all of these wonderful, wonderful self-limiting beliefs that you get to go, get lost. Okay, so number one, write them down. Okay, as many as you can, and do it over and over and over again, because just because you did it 3 months ago, their inner saboteur is going to be telling you something else, because you're in a different environment, right? Because you're growing. Okay, so write them down, number one. Number two, name your inner saboteur. Again, if you named it and it doesn't seem fitting anymore, name it something else. Okay, because you're growing and you're evolving. And number three, start to really, really recognize those thoughts. Okay, and when you're recognizing those thoughts, you're able to say, hey, I love you, thanks for looking out for me, but I've got this, right? So for me, it would be like, thanks, Molly, I know you love me, I love you too, but I really got to get shit done today, and I need to come out of my comfort zone in order to do that. Anyways, thank you guys so very much, and keep going, keep watching. We're going to get a ton of value to you guys in as quickly as possible. Peace.